back again. I'm just using the last remnants of my kit. Really, I was packing it away and I thought, all these frames, I don't want to just put them in my stash. And I'd seen someone's layout, sort of like they had the similar down the side there, layout with the frames. And I thought, I've been seeing this winding the thread around things recently too. So I took the time, and it did take a while, to wind the thread different colours for each frame around. And you can see the bottom frame is actually being cut off because I used the bottom of it on a different layout. So I'm just cutting these photos down. I used a marker to line up where it needed to be cut. And these are all photos of my eldest when he went to childcare, the first week of childcare. So he's 7 weeks old. I work in childcare in the industry, and he came to work with me. He went to play in the baby's room and I was in the preschool room. So it was quite not so traumatic. In fact, I knew the ladies really well and I could visit him, and he sometimes come and visit the preschool room as well. So it was quite a good setup and a better return to work at that kind of age, I would imagine, because it can be pretty tricky. So then, I'm just using some stickers from the Kaisercraft sticker book there. It's going very fast, to put into those little squares, and I'm gluing them and the photos down on the frames, and didn't make you watch that, so aren't you lucky? And I thought I could back this on this paper bag just so it had a little bit of a frame around. The sticker was a bit too small, but you can't really even see the blue. It just means that it's all blue rather than white behind, in between the frame and the sticker. So I'm looking at positioning the frames the way I've got them at the moment. And lo and behold, as I move along in the construction of my page and the creativity, it all changes a bit anyway. I'm just trying to see what background page I wanted. I thought maybe a different colour cardstock might be nice. I originally thought black, and then I found this nice blue. I thought another shade of blue would be pretty cool. But I'm not liking just the starkness, I want to say starkness. I don't know if that's the right word. I don't like that they don't pop out enough as they do on the white. So then I thought the blue as a border would be nice. I got out these distress paints, and this one's got a dabber top. It's the only one I've got, but it's such a cool effect. And then I'm using a few different other colour shades of blue just to put some ink splatters over there. And I thought I'd just randomly put them around, not too much but not too little. And I dry it off because I'm impatient. And then I lay it back on, and then I think, I didn't put enough on there. So back to the splatting board again it goes, and lots more on there. It's really cool fun. I think I might actually buy some more that have got that topper on there. So it's sort of like playing bingo with those bingo pens. I wonder if I could buy some bingo pens at the cheap shop, and that way I could get some different colours. I'll try that and see if I can find some. Maybe it's probably a cheaper way than buying the Tim Holtz distress ones, especially in Australia, because everything's expensive in terms of scrapbooking supplies. And then I saw these at the corner of my eye, I saw the stamps, and so this is the circle with the love heart in it. So I'm using a couple of shades of blue from the archival ink that I have to stamp on some hearts, just in random places, sort of filling in the gaps, not too close to each other but not too far away from each other either. I don't know, sort of is some rhyme to my reason, but not really that easy to explain. I can't say, well, I put it there because of that. I just really thought, if it's empty and if it was the same colour or a different colour close to each other, chuck one in. And sort of not worrying about that middle, because I figure too much. I figure that the frames are going to cover it. And then like these frames on and off the page, but you've got to figure out what it looks like. And I thought, does it need a backing behind it, some paper? I don't know what was going on. And then I found this part of the stamp too that actually said my boy is, and then you could put one of the bigger stamps like special or whatever. but I just use the My Boy and stamp that on there as well. So the background's done, and I've put the border there as well, the blue cardstock border. That's just from Kaisercraft. And laying them down again and thinking about the title. It's off the screen, I'm so sorry. So I just thought I could spell boy and old, week, and then so there's that week chipboard piece, and I thought that'd be cool. I went 7-week-old boy, but I think it needs to be weeks, 7 weeks, 7-week-old boy. I don't know, it just didn't seem right. So then I was 7 week, but no, it needs to be 7 weeks. And then I went, oh, what? Week 7 of life. So I'm thinking I could cut these letters down, but I didn't like that either. Oh, I don't know. So I'm thinking it really would look really cool to use that week. And I thought, went into my stash, found some other wood veneer, and I thought, let me try this. So because if I put the week on there anyway, I'm going to need to have some wood veneer elsewhere. And then here my frames start to spread across the page. Let's see how I'm liking it, but it's not balanced still. Not really at all. So then it moves. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's probably a bit like yelling at the screen going, leave it there, move it around, no, not there. Well, I probably would be if I was watching the video and hadn't have done it. So this is close to what it ends up to being. So I've layered it then in a vertical way on the right rather than left that I started, and added in these wood veneer frames. What am I looking? Oh, I'm looking for more thickers to see what else I could make. And then I've got these silver ones, and I thought, I should put some backing on this frame, especially for some journaling, and then the other one just so that it stands out. I'm sure I could probably, put the date or something on that bottom one. So that makes it better, makes it pop off the page like the other frames are popping off the page. And I'm go back to that weak wood veneer, and using some pieces of plastic, I'm writing the word first. So because it's his first week of childcare, and then I discovered that I didn't have an S in the silver stickers, and it's a bit tricky to make an S. I don't know how I would make an S, so I just left it, went for the gold. The gold didn't work because I don't have any gold, and it's really glittery. That first week, but it doesn't really look like the number 1, and the S and T need to be small, so I really didn't like it. But I liked how it nestled into that area. So I've gone into my stash. I found these white thickers, adventure, so first adventure, but then that's just too big. I don't know, it's just a bit tricky. So while we all stare and ponder this, I'm obviously going to find something else from my stash. And I say I'm going to find, like it really is, I only have to swing my chair around to find it, maybe stand up if I want to have a look. And I found these blue thickers that were puffy sticker thickers. They're from a hip kit from last year. And they're these lovely, they're sort of glittery in there, like iridescent kind of a glittery kind of thing. It's a bit tricky to explain. So I thought first week with the number, and I thought, move that frame, and there's the perfect spot for it. It balances out that wood veneer frame up the top. And I spell the word first, nestles in on the week, and I think I've got it. This ends up being my title. So I'm gluing, just leave it there just to make sure. In case I change my mind in the next couple of minutes, give it a couple of minutes to settle in and say, yep, this is the way it's going to be. Glue down the frame and glue the other ones down. Some of them are going to need foam, so I've left this gluing in only because I had to have foam for some of them, and I thought, they're repositioning and changing a little bit, but they're just not the normal gluing as such. So that one's up on the corner, but I glue the rest of it down. It's up on the wood veneer frame there, just a tiny bit, but the frame is quite flexible, that one, especially because it's quite long and thin on the side. So when I was threading the thread around it, it actually bent a little bit, and I could bend it back in place. So I figured it would be alright with the gluing up a little bit on top of it. So this one needs some fun foam because it's the corners up again. So on it goes. And I like the fact that they're overlapping. It means they're all, continual. It makes your eye wander down because you're looking at one, then it pushes your eye to the next one. And I had to just wiggle it around a little bit to make sure they all connected and weren't disjointed. Some more fun foam. Thank goodness for fun foam. Actually, I think I probably need a new packet very soon. It's one of those things that I use a lot. So there's a little wood veneer camera that I got from my stash. I found when I was looking for the frames and committing to the title. It's probably one of the most fiddly title I've ever had before that I've, not been able to just go, right, this is what the title's going to be or whatever. It took me a bit longer than normal. And then I think, am I done? Oh, well, of course I'm not because I need to write journaling. So I'm just talking about how his first week of childcare was when he was 7 weeks old and he came to work with me in the baby's room. He mostly just ate and slept when he first began, but then as he got a bit older, he began to play with everyone and he became part of the team, I guess. It was quite cool to be able to see what was happening in the room and enjoy. He became quite cheeky with the other ladies and all the other children, and they all helped him. He was one of the very youngest that was in the group at that time, and it was nice for everybody, except for the time where he screams, because he screamed, not cried, he screamed. But he was a pretty easygoing baby. Otherwise, when he was upset, he was upset. And then what am I thinking about? I think I grab out my wood veneer again just to see if there was something else. And I found love hearts. Oh, that's right. I was thinking, there's got to be love hearts in my stash. So I get out these little ones that are like scribbly borders, like just the outline. And I make 3 clusters of them. Just clusters of 2, but it was quite effective. Well, I thought so. Isn't it funny when I don't know if you're talking about your own layout, it's sort of like you're boasting, but like you have to because you like it. Like, it's good. You should like your own layouts. But it's a bit funny because I'm a bit more humble, I think. So sometimes it's like, should I be saying that? Should I be loving on my own layout? But it's fun. I love being creative, so it is actually quite an achievement when it works for me. I love being able to say, this is my favourite layout, or this is really awesome, I love this, or whatever. But then I also love looking at everyone else's layout. Anyway, finishing up, just wrote 7 weeks old, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.